Good day, everyone. It's beautiful outside, so I apologize if there's a lot of noise, but without further ado, let's take a look at our experiment number one, the character boot camp that I was referring to. Let's take a look at how we feel about what's going on around us. Let's take a moment to ask ourselves about our stress levels and how that's going to affect us. If you can make a note right now, either to yourself, if you can out loud, or write it down, make a mental note. How do you feel? What's your current mental state? How stressed are you? If you could quantify that from 1 to 10, what number would it be? The reason why I'm asking is because I want to take a look at how we feel afterwards. It's interesting to note that when it's easy, everything's perfect and our character doesn't have any faults. But when it's challenging, when it's tough, things start to change. Maybe we start to recognize that our character has imperfections. Maybe we realize that we still have some work to do within ourselves. And let me tell you, there's nothing like spending a lot of time with yourself to realize that there is a lot of changes that we can make. And there's no better time than now. I think that humanity has faced great adversities in the past, and this is another one that we're going to be able to overcome. I could make a list of all of the catastrophes, diseases, infections, and viruses, but I'm not going to, because at the end of the day, we're still here, succeeding and thriving, much like yourself. I know you've overcome greater challenges and difficulties in your life, yet you always find a way to move forward. So don't forget how resilient you can be when challenged. So our challenge right now is learning how to overcome COVID-19. We're going to dispel fear, and we're going to overcome foolishness, which are our two biggest enemies right now. To be honest, I, for one, was foolish for thinking this would just blow over quickly, and it's been a learning lesson. Reality showed me that I needed to rectify that thought process. Undermining this virus and the threat that it poses to ourselves is a direct ignorance to the impact that we can have on our fellow humans, the society that we live in, this country, this great nation, and the globe itself. On the other hand, fear is a very natural response. It's a very archaic default response that's designed just for us to survive. It inhibits our mental capacity and actually suppresses our immune system, which in turn places you at an even greater risk for infection. So I urge you not to simply survive, but thrive by learning to recognize and stopping that cascade of fear, the reactions that come from it. So the challenge is to practice wise caution, which means to be informed, to be educated, to be aware, but also to be prepared and to be courageous so as to not act in fear. We live in an era of technology where we have access at our disposal to information that has never been available before. We are able to reach out, connect, communicate, and learn, absorb, digest so much information. So let's utilize it. Let's be courageous towards the movement that is educating and improving ourselves. So with that, I'll leave the notion that this is a challenge for us to improve our character, and hence the idea of this character boot camp that we have right now, that we're facing to improve ourselves and find the best version of who we are today. As a little shout out to my partner, Esser, she's great, by the way, has these scrolls that I absolutely love. And I'll share a quote. Courage is not the absence of fear or despair, but the strength to overcome them. And at this point in time, we need to be courageous. We need to inform ourselves. We need to educate ourselves so that we can put our best foot forward in order to succeed in this mission of not just surviving, but thriving through this tough time. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to be very, very challenging. But you can do this. You've faced greater adversities and greater challenges in the past. This is just another one to scratch off the list. I know that practicing social distancing right now can be difficult, but it's the necessary thing for us to do in order to flatten the curve and reduce the spread of the virus. While we do that, we can focus on ourselves, our character. We can practice a lot of mental toughness drills and exercises and find ways of improving and enriching our lives and hopefully those around us. So I want to leave you with a little bit of a positive thought. There's going to be some more videos, some more content that I'm going to be making that will hopefully help move you forward in that progress, that search and pursuit of positivity. But with that in mind, and after this video and discussion, I'd like to ask you, again, how do you feel? What's your current mental state? How stressed are you? How would you quantify that if you could pick a number from 1 to 10? If your answers have changed or improved for the better or worse, let me know. Subscribe and comment on this experiment, on what you'd like me to tackle for this mental toughness approach. As we're all together in this ongoing journey, we all share the roles and responsibilities of being the best versions of ourselves that we can be. So I cheer you on. I'm rooting for you. Keep hanging in there. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Cheers.